what I would do is I would just watch carefully. Because I've got this diagram up here. So twice the measure of angle 1 is equal to 48 degrees. What is the measure of angle 1? 24 degrees. So if we just put that in here, this is degrees. Once you know that, do you know any other angle measures? Well, I think what we're assuming is that this may or may not be a straight line. I'm not sure. When I look at it, if I put a ruler right on it, does it look like it's a straight line?
No.
Like from here to here?
No, it's not straight.
Not, you don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But this line going across is straight. Each of these is said to be straight. So if this is 24, what's the measure of angle 10? 156. How do you know that? These make up a linear pair, so that's 156 degrees.
11 would also be 24.
11 is going to be 24?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think that? I'm sorry, you got to speak up. We have masks on again. Say why?
Because like if you were to make that a square, cut it down, like there's a line coming down from there, that line, that is the horizontal line, and then you make a box around that. You've got to have two 24 angles, two acute angles and two obtuse angles.
So you're saying here are the parallel lines. This comes down 24 degrees, and you say you make a box around
So like you make a,
like this?
yeah,
So if you did this and you made that into a box,
yeah, I don't know.
then these two are acute angles?
No, the other side. Well, yeah. But, well, now it's confusing. Yeah, I don't know.
Now it's confusing?
You know.
Here, I'll accentuate it. I'll call that 24 degrees. So you're saying that this is 156, right? Okay. How do you justify that? These add up to 180? Do they?
Yeah.
They should, yeah. They should add up to 180. These are what are called same side interior. They're in between two lines that are parallel. So if I mark with double arrows, that shows that those two lines are parallel to one another. In fact, all of these are said to be parallel. So if this is a straight line cutting down, these two are going to add to 180. So if this is 156, what is angle 11? I walked away with my pen. Oh, yeah. This is 24 also. So there's 24, there's 156. Anything else you can tell from what is known so far? I'm sorry, say again?
At the beginning, it says that 2 and 3.
It says that 2 is how much? 12? So it says right at the beginning, 2 is 12.
It doesn't say it. It doesn't say that. It just says it's half of the previous.
Oh, okay. So it says that angle 2, it says the measure of angle 1 is equal to twice the measure of angle 2. So if you know angle 1 is 24, twice that number, which would have to be 12, will equal 24. Okay. They say that measure of angle 2 is twice 3. So if 2 is 12, what does 3 have to be?
6.
It's got to be 6. Okay. now what? What else can be said? What do you think 7 should be? I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys.
168.
168? Why is that?
It adds up to 100.
These two are going to add up to 180. Okay, so if a linear pair adds to 180, what should angle 4 be?
20.
This is 6 degrees, sorry,
Oh,
174. Anything else on there?
6 and 5. 4 and 6.
So these two here are 174 and 6. How about 8 and 9? Same as those two. That's 12 and 168. What about, if this is 48, what does 13 have to be? 132. And then can you come up with 14 and 15 again? These are same side interior angles because they're on the same side. Parallel lines. So when lines are put together, intersecting lines are put together, there's a lot of vocabulary that has to do with what they're called. And the relationships make sense. A lot of it's based upon linear pairs. And the linear pairs together make straight lines, and straight lines are 180 degrees. And if we start with that idea, like we had up here, you can fill in and you can add a lot of angle measures that are unknown. And I think the reason that they had question 18 here is because it leads into the next lesson. And the next lesson has to do with intersecting lines. For example, with this, when we have same side interior angles, we're talking about two lines that are parallel to one another. And then this line here, which cuts across, this line is called a transversal. Because a transversal crosses two lines. Now, we could have two lines that are like this that are not necessarily parallel, and they can have a transversal. But where it becomes more meaningful is when the lines that are being crossed are parallel to one another, because then there's a relationship between the angles that's going to make sense to us. So a transversal is going to cut two lines. This is said to be same side. When we have arrows marking on a line, they are said to be parallel to one another. We could also have something like this, where we have the arrows on the ends of the lines and we just have a single arrow in the middle. That also means that the lines are parallel. If we were to name these lines, like L and N, we could write a statement. We could say line L and line N are parallel. And the way they write that in geometry is with two bars, make them bigger than the number 11. So this reads L is parallel to line N. That's a shortened way of writing that. Let's go back and look at this. The rest of the sheet that you guys have. Do you want to know what all the answers are so you can check your work? Would you like to do that? Yes. Okay. So this is 6.5B, huh? Six, three,
It's right there.
there it is. Ooh, okay, is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. So there's 1 through 7. Why don't you check your numbers, and then I'll give you a moment, and then I'll move through the sheet. You want to ask about any of those? No? Okay. So then, here's 8 through 12.
I have one on here.
That's, yeah, I
You
thought it
need-
was only singular.
Questions about those? 311, huh? Is it wrong?
No.
So it says, if angle 1 and 2 are formed by perpendicular lines. What does perpendicular mean? How many degrees? 90. So the symbol is something like this. And if these are perpendicular lines, they're 90-degree angle, and 1 and 2 are formed by perpendicular lines. So let's just say that this is angle 1 and this is angle 2. Label them as such. So if you label them like that, then 1 plus 2 have to equal how many degrees? How many? You gotta commit louder. 180, yeah. So when you have perpendicular lines, all 4 of these angles are gonna be 90 degrees. So that's true, so that's letter C. How about the measure of angle 1, is that equal to the measure of angle 2?
Yeah.
Yes, so that's letter A, they're both 90 degrees. And then the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 2, and that's equal to 90 degrees. Is that true? We have the first 3. How about this? Do they add to 90?
No.
No. So A, B, and C. You say choose all the correct answers. So you have 3 of them for that, for number 11. Is that okay now? All right. Can we move on? So here's the back side. And we've already done 18, so I think we're good there. Any questions on those? What time are we out of here? Have I given you 3, or I'm Sorry, have I given you triangles with the circles yet?
Oh, the magic triangles?
Yeah, the magic
Yeah,
triangle.
you've done that.
Okay, I've done that for you, right? Or you've done that.
What you know.
What was that?
I'm gonna do, yeah,
Let's do different type
I'm gonna do this one for you.
Wow, it's not. Fancy. Fancy.
Do I make it bigger? This one's, okay. Figure out their space is small.
Oh, it is.
We should do color
I'll
blocks.
have one if you have an extra, but I know you're missing. Yeah.
No. Who's missing? Who's supposed to be here? Nobody,
Oh,
right?
okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, there's 16. There's only supposed to be 16 here. So Ashlyn, Miranda, we're shifting gears today, so we're day back.